So, will online education overtake and become the dominant form of education? So, I'm going to tell you no. I don't believe that's actually going to happen, and there's really good reasons for this. The two biggest reasons are that first, we need somebody to sort of walk you through information that's available. And having somebody that's going to coach you through information that's available is the sort of secret sauce with education, with anything, with athletics, with whatever it is that you're looking at, right? You always need a coach that's going to help you walk you through and understand what you need to do and sort of point out, here's the interesting things, right? We've had libraries, we've had books for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years now. And frankly, most people just don't read them. And most people completely ignore them. You can get libraries, anybody can walk into a library right now and get free information. It's not the information. It's not presenting that information that matters. It's the sort of walking you through step by step that actually matters. That's the key thing. That's one key thing. The other key thing is that online education requires a level of maturity of students that are actually taking the information, that are taking the courses, that are frankly just not possible. It is, and the maturity is in the sense that, you know, if we viewed humans as machines, right, it's just a matter of presenting information and then them absorbing this information, processing this information. However, humans are human beings. Right? Students are human beings. They're going to try to hack the system. They are going to try to cheat. They are going to try to steal, just regular human stuff to get ahead at the lowest possible effort that they can put in. Right? So if you were to present information in an online format, because it's hard to monitor that behavior. It's hard to sort of show if somebody's actually paying attention still. And we've got many, many, many years to go before it actually becomes better. But right now, it's technically infeasible to have the monitoring that you need to have a good education. Even the best sort of programs that are out there to sort of monitor online education and whether you're actually doing it are just not that good. I remember taking courses myself, like that were required for sort of clubs that I was part of, and I'd be half paying attention. Largely because the information is like really slow to present. But, another part of it is that I can get away with it, so I'm going to do it, right? So even if you try to take tests online, for example, everybody's going to try to cheat that system. And that there's only going to be a small number that are actually going to actually do the right thing. So the majority are going to do the right thing, but there is going to be a significant portion that's actually going to cheat the system. And it's hard to pick up on any of those things without human efforts. So I, especially after the last couple of years of online education, I'm actually reverting back in terms of my beliefs of where we're going to go. It's just that it's not there, right? Like you know that I'm a big believer of it. I'm all over social. Like I get it where we're going to go, but I also know if I look at, my videos in terms of, so the most informative videos that I put out, nobody watches, right? Like they don't care. And when they watch them, they only watch a fraction of the video. So most of the videos, I'll have a great deal of information that's there and going into a lot of depth on most of the videos, right? And they'll be 10 minutes long. most people watch about 2 minutes of it. And that is the average. And if you look at, this across YouTube videos and stuff, that's the average, right? Like, that's what people do, is they barely give an effort into it, or they'll watch it really quick and they won't listen to it. It's the same thing as every other thing, right? We just have a limited, most of us don't really care. Most of us have sort of a limited attention span to pay attention to these things. So those two particular things, right? So the fact that we're human, humans try to hack the system all the time. And it's, the average person, or the top 75 percentile of everybody, or the top, 50 percentile of everybody, they're going to abide by it and actually do a good job and get a lot out of it, right? Like, people do get a lot out of this kind of stuff. However, it's really the bottom third that you always have to worry about. And the bottom third are the ones that, honestly, it's the one bad apple out of 100 that ruin it for everybody. And we have to account by that. You have to account for that. Because if you don't sort of monitor this behavior, then it quickly gets out of control because it doesn't seem fair, or somebody's not putting effort into it and not really getting a response back. So, really pay attention to that. I don't think we're going to be changing anytime soon with it. I'm deeply, this whole online experiment that we've gone through in the last couple of years, honestly, as much as I would encourage it, and as much as I believe in that's where we're going, I believe that it was pretty much a failure, in the sense that, people are humans, and humans try to get away with things in every possible way. They're human beings, right? We've got... We don't like to, in not a bad way, right? Like, human beings are lazy, which means that they try to, be as efficient with their resources as possible. That's not a bad thing, but it also encourages people to do not great behaviors often. And depending on your moral compass and all that kind of stuff, you're more likely to do that. But, ultimately, what I'm trying to get at is we're human. And then the other thing is that there's something that's missing with an emotional connection that is just not there when we do things online. It is really not there, and we can't have that emotional connection. I think that's really far away. Maybe with a virtual reality setup, that might be better, where we can get that connection, but we still just don't have that connection right now. And, technically it's infeasible for quite some time to have that emotional connection where we actually feel that we're there and we're part of something. And we just need that to actually create a good experience. So that's all I want to say is I don't think we're there. Virtual environments are just not technically feasible right now. There's too many things. We're probably several decades away by the time that this becomes mainstream. I do believe that what we're going to see, one of the best things that came out of this is that the recognition that we can have more options for people that are out there. And I think that is actually good, having multiple options. But I suspect we're going to see some reverting back behavior across the board, because it just doesn't work that well. So with that, hopefully you learned something. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.